Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Fallon. It's like Jimmy Fallon, but it's my first name. And this is where we go over everything social media strategy to help you grow your business. I'm really excited about today's topic. It's a good one. We're going to talk about how you are going to be able to start getting more views on your TikTok and landing on the For You page. This has been a huge pain point for so many creators, so many entrepreneurs. Excuse me. Coffee burp. So many small business owners and coaches, and I really want to dive into this because I have about 4 things that I'm really excited to talk about in terms of how you can get more views on your TikTok, how you can grow your TikTok, and how you can start to land on the For You page. So if you have not yet already, be sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on the bell so that you can get notified when I release a new video. All right, let's dive in. Okay, first things first. Actually, this is like 4th, all right? So I always start with like whatever, 4, 5, whatever it is, and then work my way up to number 1 because number 1 is the juiciest and it's the best, and you're gonna wanna stick around for that one. I'm just telling you right now. Okay, number 4/5. I have to remember how many. I have my Ninja notebook here where I have everything written down, but there are just so many things that I could talk about in this video, and I just don't know which one to address as like 4 or 5. So do I do more? Do I do less? I don't know. Let's just dive in. Okay, here we go. Ask in order to receive. Let's think about Harry Potter for a second. If you like Harry Potter, let me know down in the comments because I definitely want to know. Huge Harry Potter fan myself. Okay, let's dive into asking to receive. So first, let's talk about Harry Potter and why Harry Potter is relevant to this. Dumbledore said to Harry, "Harry, if you want to receive help at Hogwarts, all you have to do is ask for help." It is the same on social media. If you want an interaction out of someone, you need to ask for it in order to receive it. We are so consumed with what we see with our own world and what we know is going on that we don't really realize about what others need unless or until someone asks us, okay? Or until there's some interaction of some sort, okay? Let's think of when you are looking. I'm just going to take the example. Someone was looking for the cookie place that we went to the other day. She could have easily gone onto Google and figured it out herself, but there are probably millions of cookie places in the area that we were in. So what did she do? She asked me a question, and then what did I do? I answered it, right? If you want a like, if you want more views, if you want more comments, if you want more shares, ask for that interaction in order to receive it, okay? That is so truly important because of the way that the algorithm works. I have not yet addressed this on my YouTube page. However, the way that the algorithm works on TikTok is that, and of course there have been others who have talked about this, it gets released to a small audience. And then if it performs well in the small audience, then your video gets pushed to a bigger audience. And if it continues to perform well in that bigger audience, it gets pushed to an even bigger audience, okay? If your video gets interactions in that small audience that you asked for, it is likely going to get pushed to a bigger audience. That is how we determine what is performing well, by the likes, by the views, by the comments, by the shares, by the tags. That is how you're going to be able to increase the likelihood of your video getting pushed by asking, if you like this video, be sure to tap the heart. If you love this video, share it with a friend. If you resonated with this content, be sure to follow along for more. If we're not asking, how can we ever receive? Think about that. All right, moving to the next, which is tip 3/4. All right. This is absolutely controversial, and I'm okay with it. Still hanging on to the algorithm here into this next tip. Make content not for the algorithm, okay? Make it for your audience. As we just established in the ask to receive, that person needs to interact with your content. So when you create content, make content for your audience, for your ideal client, for the one person who you know you want to impact their life or impact their business or impact their day. When you create content that is going to be for your audience, it will perform. And when it performs, as we just established with the algorithm that we know how it works, that is what is going to get more push, okay? Are there nuances to this? Absolutely. But when you keep that person in mind, it does not matter. That person is going to come across your video eventually, and they're going to watch it and they're going to love it or like it or share it or tag someone or whatever. And that's how you know what is working and what is not. All right. So create content for your audience. Stop worrying about views. Stop worrying about numbers. Stop worrying about analytics and statistics. Worry about the person who you're going to impact, because that person is going to determine if you're going to get more views. Okay. It's just like when we're creating relationships and we're creating financial success for our business. You don't sell. You don't sell, you serve. When you serve and you create relationships, money isn't real. Money isn't real. Money is just a thing. It's like this piece of paper, right? Money is just a thing. The person who has the thing is who you are able to impact to then get paid. That is how it works. And it's no different on social media. Your content is the thing, right? And if your content that you're putting across isn't serving the person that you are looking to impact, then where is it going to go? It's not going to go anywhere, right? So be sure to keep your target audience in mind when you are creating your TikToks, because they are going to determine if your video does well. All right. That's number 3/4. All right. Now, number 2/3. And again, I love how each one kind of ties into it. This does have a little bit to do with tip 3/4. In that I said eventually your content will hit. What I have noticed from scrolling on my For You page is that content comes up onto my For You page from months and months and months ago. Even in 2020, I've had pieces of content from 2020 show up on my For You page now in 2021, which tells me what? There's a delayed release time to your videos, which means that if it doesn't perform right away, then that's okay. Don't delete it, all right? Keep the content there. It might take a little while to perform. And there might be other factors that play into this, like your hashtags, how big your hashtags are, or what sizes of hashtags you're using, essentially. But what I've noticed from working with a client that I currently have, she has a pet company that specializes in dog bandanas, and she's been getting pushed onto the For You page, not from her newer videos. Her newer videos are not doing well at all, but her older videos have 1,200 views, have 500 views, 800 views, 700 views, and her newer videos are only getting 2 or 3 views. And something that has definitely contributed to that has been her hashtag sizes, but it has also been that her videos that are getting more views are older videos. They're getting more push onto the For You page, probably between, I want to say on average, it's 96%. The last time that I looked at her analytics, it was 97 and 98%. But either way, there is a delayed release time on TikTok. So don't delete content. You never know if it's going to take off. You never know if it's going to skyrocket one day. You never know if it's going to go viral. It has to do with, again, the interactions that you're creating. If you're getting the likes, if you're getting the shares, if you're getting the comments, because that is what is going to determine what does well and what does not do well, therefore determining whether you grow or whether you don't grow. Okay, so keep that in mind, that number 2/3, there is a delayed release time. Okay, and that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because if you think about it, you might create a piece of content, you get 3 views, and you're like, it was a really good piece of content, right? But we know that eventually, again, we don't know when, but we know that it will come, that when you get to the size of an account that it is going to get pushed again, then people are going to start to watch it, okay? Another reason why I know that there's a delayed release time is because I'm getting likes and follows from videos that have to do with trends that I made 4 weeks ago. So there is absolutely a delayed release time on your videos, and there absolutely is a determining factor on what does make the For You page and what does not, because of the performance in terms of interactions that your video gets. So that's 2/3 as a whole. Okay, this would be 1/2, but I think it's really 2. So I had 5 tips. This is tip number 2. Niche down hashtags, niche down hashtags, niche down hashtags. Oh my gosh. If you are not using niche down hashtags, then you're doing yourself a huge disservice. As I just mentioned before with my client who has that pet company, she is using a huge variety of hashtags, and that's okay, because we're seeing what works and what doesn't, right? A lot of people really hate that there's a trial and error period, but it's absolutely entirely true in terms of not just hashtags, but even in terms of what does well and what does not do well. I've seen Vanessa Lau talk about this on so many videos, so that's how I know that this is absolutely an okay thing to do. Trial and error the content. If your content does well, create more of that content. Clearly, people want to see more of that. That is a trial and error thing. How can that not be a trial and error thing? Literally, if you're telling me that there's no such thing as trial and error, you are wrong. You're so wrong, because there absolutely is. How do you think Vanessa Lau got to where she is right now, where she's making $5.6 million a year? Because what she did was she talked about health, she talked about beauty, she talked about mindset before she talked about business and social media. Duh. That's what worked for her, but she had to go through health, and she had to go through beauty, and she had to go through mindset in order for her to see what was resonating with her audience. It absolutely is trial and error, and it doesn't matter what platform you're on. It is so relevant to every single platform, and it's absolutely relevant to your hashtags as well. In this particular case of my client, her hashtags that she's been using on her newer videos are humongous. The hashtags that she's been using on her older videos were teeny tiny, like 200,000 views. So use niche down hashtags, and absolutely, it's okay to do trial and error. And when you know what's working, make more of it. Why is that? Like, why do people hate that? If you know why, tell me down below, because it literally makes no sense in my mind that you can tell me that there's no such thing as trial and error. How do you think science happens? Okay, now that I've had my spiel, let's dive into tip number 1, because this one is amazing. Okay, I want you to take a hard look at your videos in the mirror, and I want you to ask, who cares? Really, do an honest assessment of your videos, because when I watch your videos, I don't care. And that's what you want people to start to do. You want people to start to care, okay? If you are creating content that is look at me content, nobody's gonna care. That's plain and simple. Why should I care? What is this gonna do for me? Be that person. Be the person on the other side of the camera. Okay, I just created a piece of content today where I said, this is your reminder to remember your mental health matters, okay? Why should people care about that? Because if you are in a downward spiral, you're going to put yourself in a deeper hole. You are going to put yourself in more debt. You are going to put yourself into negative views on TikTok. That's why you should care, because you don't want those things. So what are you going to do about it? Pay attention to your mental health. Remember that your mental health matters, and to take time and space, it's okay to take a break, right? That's one example. But I have to make you care, okay? If I don't make you care, how is my content gonna perform? Do an honest assessment of your content, because when you say you're not making it onto the For You page, honest to God, it's because you show me a 4-second video of your face and how it has everything to do with your business, and that does not make me care. Tell me how this is going to change my life. Keep that impact that you want to create in mind. You have to impact the person on the other side of the camera. And if you are just creating a 5-second video of your face that's not impacting somebody, unless you are educating them, unless you are entertaining them with some kind of facial contortion, okay? I'm not going to watch a 5-second video of you going like this. And then having a caption that says, me and my business. Why do I care? So what? Who cares? Why does this matter? Ask yourself those questions. And I know that it sounds hard. It sounds really difficult, and it sounds really mean, and it sounds really blunt, but it's true. It's true. If you don't create that care, if you don't create that impact with your content, then how are you going to grow? How are you going to get anybody to watch along for more? Literally, the whole point as to why I do my tip number 1 last is to get you to watch the whole video, right? There is strategy behind all of it. Keep that in mind and do an honest assessment. Look in the mirror. And if there's something that you're like, oh, I can see why you say that, then fix it. It's that simple. I get a little ranty because I just want to help you, and I want you to do well. And I really care, because the amount of times that I get questions from people who say, I'm not getting views, or I'm not making For You page. Like, really, honest to God, look at your videos. Why should I care about it? Truly, why should I care about your videos? Why should I watch this? Because that's what I'm thinking about when I look at your videos. It's really, honestly, not educating me. It's not inspiring me to go make my own business. And it sure as shit isn't making me want to entertain anybody. I mean, I'm kind of entertaining now, but let's get to the point. Take an honest assessment. Take stock of what you're putting out into the world, because what you put out is what you're going to receive back. The universe puts a very nice bow tie onto this one. All right? I say all of these things with love, and I get worked up because this is such a like smack in the face type of moment where you're like, you run into a 2x4 and you're like, well, why do I keep running into a 2x4? Because the 2x4 is never going to go away. It's just what you learn to make that 2x4's impact less hurtful on your face. That's just the truth. So, you know me, transparent, keeping it real, keeping it like very true. So do yourself a favor and pay attention to all 5 of those things, because they are important. They are absolutely going to get you more views on TikTok. They're absolutely going to help you get onto the For You page. I know it. There are so many things that so many people say, and I am all for whatever you choose to do for your path, but just know that whatever you choose to do, it has to be manageable for you. All right? I highly encourage that you always take your mental health into account, and that no matter what, if you need somebody to talk to, you can always drop me a comment, drop me a DM, tell me what's going on, and I would be happy to talk to you and work through it. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite tip was, what you're going to start implementing, and how you're going to start creating your videos moving forward. I'm really excited because this is how I know that I could talk about things all day. Like, I love it. So be sure to leave those comments down below. I'm really super excited for more videos on this. And this is Fallon signing off. Okay, bye.